the kick six, you spoke a little bit about earlier, just like the ability to when you're calling a game on TV, let the TV do the work, let the camera do the work, and let the game breathe. But like you listen to that call and watch that play, and you just accompanied it so perfectly, and the way that your excitement built throughout, without going over the top, I think was tremendous. But how proud are you of that call?
Very. I really am. And again, Brandon, I think it goes back to experience. I equated that was 2013. I equated it's in the same canoe with the Tiger call. Had I been 35 years old, I would have called it. I think a lot. I would have screamed,
Yeah.
but I had the discipline to keep it level. And I do remember uh, because I've seen that so often. It gets replayed. It's still the greatest college game I've ever seen, and Chris Davis during and famously among those from whom I heard in the Happy Gilmore 2 aftermath was Matt Austin, who was the referee. And if you remember now, T.J. Yeldon stepped out of bounds for Alabama with either the clock expired or 1 second left, and they took 7 minutes for the replay, and they were trying to coordinate our main game camera with the end zone camera to synchronize so they could definitively say, this is when he stepped down. And Matt Austin came on, and after 7 minutes, and Craig Silver, our producer, kept saying, guys, keep talking, keep filling. Well, hell, we'd told the same stories, and we'd looked at the replay over and over and over. And finally, Matt Austin said, please put 1 second back on the clock. Well, Saban was so irritated with his senior place kicker, who had missed. It was one of four, and had Kate Foster, and he had one block. That he put a redshirt freshman, Polish immigrant, on the field to try a 57-yarder. We thought he'd go for a Hail Mary, but he kicked it, and Chris Davis was 9 yards back and returned it. And again, I think years of experience affected how I called it. And I do know this: when he went in the end zone and scored, I said and answered prayer, and then I looked back and I said no flags, and I thought, dear God, don't let there be any flags. And the relief was now. My favorite part of the whole thing was the replay. We showed three replays, and we waited a good 5 minutes for Steve Milton, the aforementioned Steve Milton, to conduct a visual symphony: wide shot, tight shot, close shot, reaction shot, and he was brilliant at it. And then I said, well, you might want to see that again, and keep in mind that the field goal block team was on field. So on the third replay, here comes Chris Davis, and as he goes in the end zone, Gary's line was brilliant. He said, well, no wonder they couldn't tackle it. They had nothing but fat guys on the field.
And credit Gary for in the moment, like knowing when to lay out as well. Like a lot of analysts would have instinctively jumped that call just because of how exciting and it was, and it was something that we've never really seen before.
Yeah, it's all discipline, you know. It is just shut up. I go back to Scott Hamilton. Just be quiet, lay out.
You mentioned
by the way,
go ahead.
One quick one, Brandon, on laying out. When Rory won the Masters, Jim Nantz and Trevor Immelman did the greatest job of laying out I've ever heard. They went 6+ minutes.
Yeah.
Never. It was brilliant. And also when Tiger won in 2019, Faldo and Jim went 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Not a word. And I mean, that's why we got 65 technicians there.